Okay, so we got parabolas. We've got the axis of symmetry is actually the line that goes vertical. Okay, this one doesn't have that. What are just the points? What are those called? Those are called the vertex, which is what we're going to deal with today. Okay, we're going to have the vertex form, and I'm going to show you how to do this. Okay, the axis of symmetry is the vertical line that goes through that. Okay, that's the line that goes up and down and basically splits it in half. Okay, like I said, I'm going to talk kind of quick because we've got 2 different lessons today. We're going to do vertex form, and then we're going to go into transformations. Because of the ice storm, we have to kind of squeeze lessons together. But today is not going to be overly long because, well, the information is pretty dry. It's not like there's a whole lot of information to it. So I can actually squeeze this into 2 different days, okay, which works out very well. All right, we ready? Vertex form. So we're going to be talking about the vertex, okay? So that's what our focus should be. Do you guys remember what factored form was the other day? Y equals, then we had A, and then we had x minus root 1 and x minus root 2. So whatever the roots were, or the zeros, if it was on the x-axis, do you guys remember that? We plugged it in. So like if it crossed at, I don't know, let's say that's positive 2 and positive 4, it would be x minus 2, x minus 4. Do you guys remember that? Yes? Okay. Same thing. Okay, we're still talking, that was talking about the roots. Today we're going to talk about the vertex. I want you to remember the factored form because I want you to understand that when you have the 2 parentheses, that is factored form and that talks about roots. Today you're only going to have 1 set of parentheses. Okay, well, 1 set. Only 1 parentheses. Okay, so here we go. The vertex form of a quadratic. You ready for this equation? The letters, the variables that we're going to use are very, I'm not going to lie. Maybe there is a reason behind this. I have no idea why they use these letters. Okay, so here we go. Oh, I guess I could erase the whole thing. Y equals, write that down. Y equals. And we're going to have the letter A just like we did before. A. And then we're going to have x minus h. Please don't ask me why they used h. I honestly don't know. Okay, if you're watching this video online and you know the answer, just tell me below. I have no idea. I will read it. I will read it. Just let me know. Don't forget the squared. That does matter. Plus k. Okay, plus k. I don't know why they don't just use x and y, but they don't. Okay. I'll give you a second to write that down. Okay, while you're doing this, I want you to go to Desmos graphing, please. Desmos graphing. Okay. All right, a couple more things I want to show you. Okay. The vertex is what 2 letters usually? What is the vertex? It's a coordinate, right? You guys with me on this? What are the 2 letters of the coordinate? X and what? X and Y, right? The vertex is a point, okay? So if I have a parabola that looks like this, wouldn't that be my vertex? X, Y? Yes, the point. Now, they didn't use X, Y. They used H and K, okay? So H and K is actually your vertex. Again, I don't know why they do H and K, okay? We're just going to stick with, that's what they gave us, okay? I'm very seldom am I going to use H and K. I'm just going to tell you, okay? All right, here we go. And the last part, so x equals whatever h. H is also going to be your axis of symmetry. Whatever number is your axis of symmetry is whatever is going to go in there, which, if you notice, matches this, okay? It's the same thing as before, okay? The x is still going to match. Whatever you have for x and y is still going to match. Your axis of symmetry does not change, okay? I'm not trying to change your rules about axis of symmetry. Do me a favor, repeat after me. X goes with x. Okay, just remember that. Remember we did that before when we had point slope form? Y minus y1, then we had x minus x1, and I told you to say x goes with the x, y goes with the y. Do you guys remember that? Same rules, okay? In this parentheses, my x coordinate, my x number is going to go in the parentheses with the x. Okay, so don't overthink that, okay? All right, here we go. So the first one, we're going to give the axis of symmetry, and then we're going to give the vertex, okay? Let's find the vertex first. Now, Because it's in parentheses, and I have a minus sign, we did this the other day, what does that tell me? The sign always what? What if it's a negative, what does it mean that the sign does? It changes them. Remember that? I told you that. Parentheses are always backwards. For some reason, with quadratics, when you have parentheses, that minus sign changes everything. When we had the roots the other day, when we plugged them in, didn't like if it was a positive root in the parentheses, it was a negative. Do you guys remember that? Yes, yes. Okay. Now, you don't necessarily need to graph these right now, but you have it just in case you want to use it because you have access to Desmos on your test. Okay, your STAR test when you guys take it. All right, here we go. Your axis of symmetry is pretty simple. Okay, on this one, what's the opposite of positive 4? My axis of symmetry is going to be x equals negative 4. I basically just took this number and I just changed the sign. Everybody's like, I see some nodding. You're like, oh, okay, I got this. Which means, what is my x number for my vertex? Remember, it doesn't change. Negative 4. What number's on the very end back there? I'm done. There's my vertex. I just identified the vertex. Pretty simple. Would you agree? Okay. The parentheses, the number changes. The sign changes. This one does not. Is it in parentheses? So just do whatever it says. And if you notice, it says plus k. The positive means the sign does not change. All right? All right, we're going to fly through these pretty quick. Do number 2. What's my number on the inside? Negative 3. So what's my axis symmetry going to be? Positive 3, which means my x-intercept is going to be, or my x number is going to be 3. What's my y over here? 0. Done. Yes? It's always going to have the 2. That's what makes it a quadratic. You have to have the 2. That's what makes it a quadratic. That's what makes it U. Good question. By the way, you have to have that when we ask you to type it into Vertex form. You have to have the squared. It is because if you don't put it, you just made it linear. You made it a straight line. Okay, it has to be squared. All right, do number 3 and do number 4 really, really quick. Four is kind of confusing. Is there parentheses? So what would the x be? Nope, that's the A. That's the number on the front. Just take a stab. Just take a guess. If nothing is there, what is it? It's 0. Okay, the axis of symmetry would be 0. This would be the same thing as writing it like this, by the way. Negative 2 parentheses x minus 0 squared plus 3. That's what that would be like. Okay, it's the same thing. Yes? Is it x minus 0, 1? No, it's not a 0 power. It's not 0 power. All right, here we go. What's the axis of symmetry on this one? Nope. Oh, it's positive 5. X equals positive 5. And then what is my vertex? 5 what? 5 negative 4. Pretty simple. Good. So did everybody catch this, though? This is the same thing as writing it like that? Yes? Because wouldn't this be x squared? Correct? That would be x squared. So I'm basically left with negative 2x squared plus 3. There's just nothing there, so put a 0. So x equals 0. And then we've got what? 0, 3. Positive 3, because there's a positive 3 on the end. Is everybody okay so far? Yes? Cool. Let's go to the next page. Oh, just kidding. Hang on. Okay. Go. Graph each equation using a table of values. Identify the axis of symmetry, the vertex, the domain, and the range. You guys have your Desmos? Go and type in that equation if you want to. First of all, is this positive or negative? Look at it. Negative. So which way should this go? Up or down? It should open down. Good. This one should open down. You should be able to do this without a calculator, but you know what? We're going to do it anyway. Because you have access to Desmos, you might as well use it, right? All right, here we go. What's my axis of symmetry? We can do this while you're typing. What's the opposite of positive 2, guys? Negative 2. So x equals negative 2. So I can go ahead, just for the heck of it. Here's 0, 0, by the way. I'm just going to put a big X. There's my 0, 0. I'm just labeling the 0, 0. Don't ask me why I put a big X there. It's just I wanted to make sure I could see it. Everybody with me? So x is negative 2. So my vertical line is going to be -2. So it's going to be somewhere on that line. That's where my vertex should be. Correct? All right, here we go. What is my vertex? -2 what? -2, +7. So -2, +7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good. Everybody good? Now, what's my domain always for all real numbers? Okay, this one's all real numbers. There's my symbol for all real numbers. And what is my range? Hold on. If it goes down from here because it's a negative, yes? Wouldn't it be less than that number? So y is less than what? What's my top number? How tall is it? Less than or equal to 7. Because it goes down from there. Okay. Now the tricky part. Identifying your table. Okay, identifying your table. Do you guys have did you guys graph it? Give me the information. Tell me where it crosses the intercepts, if you can, and tell me the y-intercept. 0 what? 0, 3. 1, 2, 3. So right there. Correct? Okay, so what are my two x-intercepts? That's all right. Give me a decimal. -4.6. So 1, 2, 3, 4.6. So it'd be like right there. Positive 0. What? 0.6. So about like this. So this should be my graph, correct? That look right? Using Desmos. Okay. This one's going to take a minute. Is everybody with me on this? Everybody have their calculators? Everybody have their regular calculators. Leave your regular calculators open. So we already know that we've already figured out that 0, 3 is my answer, correct? Yes? Okay. Now, since we are to the left of 0, I'm going to stay with negative numbers. So do me a favor. Here's what I want you to put in your calculator. Remember input, output? I want you to put this in your calculator. Negative parentheses, -1 + 2 squared + 7. Just like that. All I did was I put a -1 for x. That's all I did. Tell me what you get for y. +6, is that what you got? Good. You can go back, highlight that, and like if you go up and highlight it and hit enter, you can actually change that to a -2 now, and then a -3, and then without having to retype the whole thing. Okay? Or what else can you do? How can you get a table of values? Do you guys remember on your calculator? Nope. You got to go to y equals first, type in the equation, and then hit second and graph, and it gives you the entire table. You guys remember that? Mm-hmm. Yes, Brady? You lost? If you're lost, tell me you're lost, okay? If you go to y equals, type in the equation, okay, this equation, negative, not minus, don't put minus, put negative, okay? X + 2, square it on the outside, and then put +7, and then go hit second and graph, and it'll give you the entire table. Anybody find it already? I'm giving you guys a second to type. I see some weird faces. What happened? Did you put minus instead of a negative on the front? No, don't put that. Put X. Put X. Don't put the number there. If you put a number in for X, you just solved it. Go back. The X is the button next to the green one. Put an X there instead of minus or -1. If you put -1, it's just you're asking it to solve that problem.
So it'd be then -2 is
-2 would be 7. Is that right? What's -3? -3 is 6. Nope, that's right. What's -4? -4 is 3. So let's see if we're right. 0, 3, we've already taken care of. -1, +6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's pretty close. I'd call that good. That's good. -2, 7. We've already figured out that the vertex is -2, 7. Yes, we already know that one. -3, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks good. -4, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, shoot. No, that's 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yep. That point works too. So all those points will work on the table. Everybody good on that? Hey, listen, if you'll just go to y equals and hit second and graph, it'll give you the entire table. Yes? Everybody, yes? Everybody's with me on this? All right, do me a favor. Let's go to the second one. I'm going to give you guys a second to work. This should be the last one that we're going to practice. Go. Go ahead and type it in, just like you see it. Fill in as much information as you can. And I'm going to pause the video and let you work. Forgot to unpause. Okay, so we've got -1, which means my axis of symmetry is +1, right? Which means my vertex is 1, and there's no number here, which means it's 1, 0, which tells me that this point is 1, 0. Yes? Makes sense? Okay, everybody caught that, didn't you? If that's the table I'm using, that means that point is on the line. So, I mean, kind of the whole point of it, okay? Domain is always all real numbers, yes? All right. So let's graph this thing. Vertex is 1, 0. So here's 0, 0. I'm just going to put that there. So 1, 0 is my vertex. Correct? I'll put a V there, just for the heck of it. Does it go up or down from there? Up, which means my range is going to be y is greater than or equal to 0. Okay? So it's going to go up from there. What is my y-intercept? What is my point for 0? 0 what, guys? 3. Okay, so we know that. 0, 3. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. What is my -1? 12. So -1, +12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so way up there. Yes? Now let me show you how quadratics work. If this is my middle point, you guys with me on this? Watch this. So we went here, we got to 12. This is how it should work. What does axis of symmetry do? It reflects it. Everybody with me on this? So watch. If this is my vertex, and I went this direction to 3 and this direction to 12, that means this should also be 3. This should also be 12 because they match. Okay? But it's going the opposite direction. So it's 2, 3. So right here, and then 2 or 3, 12, which would be like way up there. And if you notice, when we do this, it should match right down the axis of symmetry. That way it's squeezed together like that. Does everybody catch that? Everybody understand that? If you put your vertex in the middle of these tables, if you put your vertex in the middle, this number should match that number. This number should match that number on a parabola. Why? Because they're symmetrical. They're symmetrical, which means they should match. Everybody good? Everybody understand? How many of you understand vertex form? Pretty simple, just X and Y. And use Desmos, use the tables. That's really all you need, okay? Good? You should be able to find vertex form, okay? What's the difference in vertex form compared to factored form? Y equals X minus H squared plus R, or Y equals X minus R1, X minus R2. Give me the two differences you see, or give me some differences. The H and the R. Okay, that's my vertex. What do you got? Yep, that's a dead giveaway that this one's vertex. There's one parentheses. Okay, this one has two. Why is it squared? Because these, when I multiply it, what's x times x going to be? What's x times x? X squared. It's going to square. That's why when you have two parentheses, that's why you don't see a squared on that one, because they're going to multiply together. Okay, everybody good? If I wanted to, guys, if I wanted to write this out, that would be the same thing as doing this, by the way. Y equals x minus h, x minus h. Why? Because you do it twice, plus r. It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing, but you will never see it like that, ever. Okay? That's just kind of what it means. All right. We're done with this video. We're going to jump into transformations here in a minute, I believe. I clicked off of it. We'll go to transformations. Do me a favor, go to Blue Kit real quick. Go.